Leipzig, Salzburg, New York, Bragantino, Leeds United, and maybe Paris next? Red Bull's rise in football has been nothing short of controversial, but with that rise comes division. For every fan that celebrates Red Bull's success, there are another 10 that come to dispute it. Today, we're jumping into the Red Bull football empire and just why it's so hated and why RB Leipzig is at the center of this controversy. Welcome back to Hameldo FC, guys, and ever since my MK Dons video and why they're the most hated club in England, universally speaking, it kind of got me thinking, what's the most hated club in Europe and maybe potentially the world? And yeah, I think I have an answer to that question. If you're new here, guys, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We do tons of awesome content here. Your support is always appreciated. You are absolute legends. And with that out of the way, let's get into things. It all began back in 2005 with Austria Salzburg. Red Bull purchased and transformed a traditional Austrian club into a modern football machine, now known as Red Bull Salzburg, completely rebranding the club and removing any of the violet from the club's identity. But they didn't stop there. They expanded their empire to the MLS with New York Red Bulls, Brazil with Red Bull Bragantino, and Germany with arguably the biggest and most controversial club of them all, RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig, established in 2009, became the crown jewel of Red Bull's vision. A few years prior, Red Bull were looking for a German team to invest in. 1860 Munich or 1860 München and St. Pauli were looked at as some potential options. To be honest, as a Hamburg fan, I would have zero problems with St. Pauli no longer existing. Supporters of both clubs immediately strongly opposed the idea. Red Bull's attention was then turned to Fortuna Düsseldorf, which was met with a similar reaction. It was pretty obvious to everyone involved that German football fans wanted absolutely nothing to do with the Austrian energy drink, and trying to buy their way into the German Football League was going to come at great reputational cost. So the only option was non-league, and that led him to SSV Markenstadt, a fifth-tier side from, well, Markenstadt, a small village 13 kilometers west of Leipzig. After totally removing any identity that the club had and rebranding it to the Red Bull image, RB Leipzig shot from German's fifth tier to the Bundesliga in just 7 years.
Wow. So, it's crazy.
What you have to understand is that German football is more than just sport. It's culture, a tradition. Clubs are deeply rooted in their communities, often with a century of history. And then comes RB Leipzig, a corporate entity with no grassroots, no history, and a club that reeks of plastic fumes from just how plastic it is. German football clubs cannot be named after companies due to the DFB wanting to preserve the sport's cultural integrity, preventing commercial influence from overshadowing traditional club identities. And here they are claiming RB stands for Rasenball or grass sports in English. But come on, we all know what the RB stands for here. German football also operates under the famous 50+1 rule, ensuring fans maintain majority control of their clubs, which should be picked up by the leagues to prevent this from happening again. But Red Bull found a loophole, registering a few select employees as members. Everything that Red Bull had to do to make sure its club exists is literally legal gymnastics and a complete slap in the face to everything that German football holds dear. What makes Red Bull's football system unique and controversial is its global empire. Players can move seamlessly between clubs. Take Dayot Upamecano and Dominic Salozboy. It's like having a built-in transfer pipeline. Red Bull clubs acting as feeders and giving Leipzig a competitive edge that other clubs just can't match. With a network of clubs spanning continents, Red Bull has created a system very similar to what the City Group has created, where talent is scouted, developed, and moved from every corner of the globe. Red Bull represents everything traditional fans hate about modern football: corporatization, franchising, prioritizing branding over tradition, and turning clubs into marketing tools. Simply put, all these Red Bull clubs are billboards. But hey, to be honest, their shirts slap. Those are some A-class quality billboards right there. Although the backlash in Germany is fierce, it's not the only place it's happened. In Austria, you have fans of the original Austria Salzburg. They created their own Phoenix club in its place. They weren't going to let Red Bull take the identity of the club that they loved. But is this hate entirely fair? Yes. Yes, it is. On the pitch, Red Bull clubs deliver results. RB Leipzig have reached the Champions League semi-finals in just over a decade of existence. Salzburg has become a factory for young talent, producing stars like Erling Haaland, Sadio Mane, and Marcel Sabitzer. Leipzig have Guardiola, Szoboszlai, Naby Keita, Dani Olmo, Tino Werner, etc., etc. But really, these Red Bull entities exist and dance on the grave of clubs that people and communities love. Is FC Paris going to become Red Bull Paris? Will Leeds United have its history and identity spat on for the sake of a few extra dollars? I mean, why does Leeds get a pass? You know, you've had all these other clubs that had their identity stripped away from them completely, and they may have been lesser known on a global scale, but still, did these clubs not mean anything to their fans? You know, they've had it totally destroyed in front of their face, and meanwhile, you know, apparently Leeds United's history and identity wants to be honoured. It's just, I hope it stays that way. I hope that they don't become Red Bull Yorkshire or something, but still, it just doesn't seem fair. And now Jurgen Klopp, one of the most respected managers in the football world, with a legacy at Dortmund and Liverpool that won't ever be touched. Honestly, he must be spitting chips that Man City and Real Madrid want to start losing to Liverpool now that he's left. It is actually pretty funny. Klopp's decision to join Red Bull has sparked even more debate. Has he sold out and thrown that legacy away? I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. Love them or hate them, Red Bull is here to stay. Their networks of clubs are growing and their influence is expanding and their vision reshaping football as we know it. Salzburg has a chokehold on the Österreicher Bundesliga. Well, they did until Sturm Graz decided to show up and start playing. We'll see if things stay that way. New York are yet to really do anything, and RB Leipzig, eventually they will win the Bundesliga. It's inevitable. They already have 2 DFB Pokals and a Deutsche Super Cup in the cabinet, and when they win the league, everything they have done to get the team to exist, every loophole, every tradition disrespected, the scenes from the German football public will be apocalyptic. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to smash that like button and comment your thoughts down below. Share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. Everything you do helps the channel grow, and I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one.